don't usually do this. I just kind of got the urge to talk and share a story. So, back in November of last year, 2025, my grandfather passed away. Now, most people in more normal family dynamics, their grandfather passing, albeit sad, is a more easier part for them, I would say. It's like, as like insensitive as that kind of sounds, but like the way I mean it is they have a more normal family dynamic. They have parents around them, siblings or something like that, you know? But I've never really had any of that. I've always just had people online. But out of my entire family, all the hatred, the disrespect, the just unwillingness to acknowledge me, it felt like he was one of the only people who ever really saw me and tried to like understand me and like care about me. And then initially when he passed, obviously, it was like he was one of the people that, you know, I mean, he raised me kind of, and it's like I get people, or at least the people who knew about it, which was like a single no, it was two of my friends, and then the family knew about it, and then that's it, really. Nobody else really knew because I didn't really tell anyone. It's like, I don't know. But out of all the messages, it's like, you know, the typical expected things of like, I'm so sorry for your loss, blah 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 blah, the things I've heard 100 times before when my dad died. It's like, I'm so sick of people saying I'm sorry for their loss and shit like that. Oh my god, it drives me nuts at this point. It's like, I don't know, but I got a little sidetracked, didn't I? Who am I want to just, I don't know, share a few stories I remember as a kid from like when I was younger, the few things I can remember about him. My granddad, before he retired when I was really young, he used to work in IT doing like hardware repairs and stuff on computers. And he would take me with him sometimes when I was really young, before I was like fully in school. And I'd get to like watch him work and mess with these seemingly complex machines. And it was so cool to me. It was so like fascinating to me. It's like captivated me because like I didn't know what any of it did. I was just a little kid. I didn't get any of it, but to me it seemed awesome and I wanted to do it as well. So I started to learn slowly. Then I learned after my grandfather died in the army. He was a sonar operator, and back then that was like, you're a fucking genius if you knew how to do that, because like that was the time he served in, and it's like he was regarded as like a genius because of that. And I'm sure at one point he more so was than the state he was left in before he passed, because in 2022 he had a stroke while on a trip with his brother. So he had a stroke, and then obviously that affected him, and then he held out for a while. But then last year in about August or so, I was talking with my grandmother, and she told me that he seemed to just be getting a lot better suddenly. And I kind of just silently knew that his time was getting closer, but I didn't think it would come to an end that quickly. But I mean, he lived through a lot, which I'm glad about. He lived to see me make it to my senior year of high school. He lived to see me make it all the way through school, where at a certain point, me or my family wasn't sure if I was gonna finish school. And I'm glad he got to see me do something. I'm glad he doesn't have to see what I currently am, the bottomless pit of sorrow. But what? Oh yeah, stories. I'm sorry, I keep getting sidetracked. But the first story I thought of, aside from like going with him for tech repairs, is there was this one time, I don't remember where he was taking me, but I had a little Super Mario plush that I took like everywhere for a while when I was younger. And we were in the car going down a highway probably to like a restaurant or something maybe. But we had the windows down for some reason. I don't know why we had the windows down. Probably just like let the wind out or something, like let the wind blow or something, I don't know. But we had the windows down going through the highway. So like obviously those who know, it's like that wind speed is gonna be like high. And while I was playing with my little Mario plush, it got like sucked up by the wind and got blown out into the middle of the highway. And as a little kid, I was devastated. I thought my world was coming to the end because my Mario was gone. But I like as a kid, I thought my grandfather was kind of mean, so I didn't expect him to like stop or anything, but he pulled over on the side of the highway while like it was kind of busy at that time of day too. It was like in the afternoon sometime. He pulled over on the side of the highway and walked out into the middle of that highway to get me my my stupid little toy bag. It's like he literally risked his life for a dumb toy. Oh my god, that man was something. There was this other time he took me to a little park that was nearby, and it had this little plastic tire swing on it. And I wanted him to like, you know, spin me around on it. So he did. But it got to a point where I was spun around so quickly that like my small little child body got sick. And I told him to stop. And when I got off, I stumbled a little bit and then I just threw up all over his shoes. Oh, shit. Oh my god. It's like, it's funny looking back on it. I feel like anyone else in my family would have gotten really mad at me for that. But he didn't. Just laughed it off and we went home. You know, thinking about it, final story. There was this one, I went to this like private school, like this private Christian school growing up until like the end of middle school, because, you know, my grandparents were raising me. They wanted to be this good Christian boy. And that turned out so well, didn't it? But they had me in this Christian school, and I don't know, I attended it till the end of middle school. But there got a point in, I think it was around like second grade, where my grandparents were like really busy with something. Actually, I don't remember what they were really busy with, but sometimes they would be a little late picking me up to school. And there was this one time I was sitting there and one of the teachers came by and they were surprised I hadn't gotten picked up yet, because usually, you know, I got picked up pretty quickly usually. And so they called, because like this is before any of us had like a cell phone or anything. We had the little home phone landline thing, you know? So they called the phone, my grandfather picked up, and they told him that I hadn't been picked up yet, that my grandma hadn't showed up to pick me up, that thinks she might have forgotten me. And then he said he'll be on his way. And then shortly after that phone call, up pulls my grandmother to the school. So I get in the car. At that point, I'd forgotten that we had called my grandfather because we thought my grandma had forgotten me. And then we're like halfway down the street, leaving the school, and we just see my grandfather in his car zoom past us on the street in the direction of the school. Me and my grandmother look at each other and we just like start laughing. It's like we just saw him. He was speeding down that road. Oh my god. Feels weird talking about this, because for a while I just wasn't on any type of terms with family. But then, I don't know. It's just, I miss them sometimes. But, oh well. That's life.